redefining co-working.
Exceptional offices for every business.
eSpaces expands with 2 premier locations.
Cool Springs at Corporate Center and Brentwood at City Park.
Explore the private offices, team suites, and fully equipped meeting rooms.
Limited spaces are available.
Schedule your private tour now at eSpaces.com and be sure to check out all 15 locations at eSpaces.com.
That's eSpaces.com.
eSpaces.com.
Who is y'all's Mount Rushmore of male country singers?
Male has to specifically be male.
Yes, on this one. We'll do women too. I want I want your Mount Rushmore, and you got to make your selections very, definitive.
For anyone who's ever trying to have a conversation with me, I'm probably not mentally taking part in it.
I agree with that.
I'm serious. You know why?
Well, since it was the 100th episode, I had a couple, but I'll take it down to one, and due to time constraints. So what's something about your boys around the table that you learned that you didn't know, about each other?
Whoa.
Jeez.
The Try That in a Small Town podcast begins now.
Da, 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 da. Welcome to the 100th episode of the Try That in a Small Town podcast.
Triple digit.
And they said we wouldn't make it.
Damn.
100.
We did it. And the same amount of money that we made.
Yeah, still making the same money.
Yeah,
Not really true.
100. Huh?
Hold on, let's get our.
I think Wade's got it all. Wade's got the money.
Wade has the money.
Yeah,
Hold on, before we start talking, we got to get the housekeeping out.
I beat
Patriot Mobile Studios here.
Yeah,
I'm going to forget it.
The reason we have 100 episodes is Patriot Mobile, is eSpaces.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is Peacemaker Coffee, and the OG Original Glory Beer.
Correct, that was
We
good,
are
buddy.
thankful to every single one of those.
Yes.
Oh,
You're like
man.
Merv Griffin.
Wow, Merv Griffin.
They don't know who Merv Griffin
No,
was.
probably not, but
Yeah.
I'll take it as a compliment.
It is. Big time. You're a pro. You're a true pro.
You are a pro. That was amazing. That just blew me away.
Wow.
You did great,
That's all I
Kurt.
got.
You did great.
But
That's all you need.
Ooh.
I can't believe it's 100.
Dude.
I
I
know.
can't even believe it. I feel like we just got started.
I don't know. It feels
Or it feels like
175. I think.
Really?
That's what it feels like.
Doesn't feel like 100.
It didn't feel like 100 to me.
Feels like very proud of the 100 number.
And we hadn't missed.
It's not
We hadn't
easy.
missed
It's
one.
not easy to.
We still
to-
like each other.
Yeah.
we have not missed a Monday as much as there's been some close calls.
Been close. But there's been a couple of Zooms due to
Couple of
sickness,
Zooms.
but out of I think there's only been 2 out of 100 episodes.
You
It's pretty good.
came dangerously close to starting like a Zoom,
2 weeks in a row.
contagion.
Yeah.
It was like you Zoomed, and then next week Neil Zoomed. I'm like, oh boy.
I zoomed.
Or vice
No,
versa.
Neil did.
Yeah.
Neil did
Okay,
first,
that's what it
because
was,
and then I thought they'll never
The old
believe it.
copycat syndrome.
You know,
I know.
no,
I know.
Trust me.
We're
If I
just
would have
looking
come,
out
that
for
would have been
y'all's
it would
That's
have
all
been
we're
really
doing.
bad.
Trying to,
So I hope people are cool with this because it's a pretty huge marker. And we've had a lot of people tell us, if you want to grow the thing and if you want to be successful at it, you've got to bank the episodes. You've got to be in it. You've got to get X amount of episodes, and one of the markers is 100. I'm going to be honest, guys. I didn't know if we'd get there. And I think just for the listeners and the people that are watching, we'll probably go back over and kind of have a review or a recap or just looking back kind of episode.
memories.
How do we do?
Yeah,
How did we do?
Corners of my mind.
What did
I'm
you
just
like?
thinking back to my, where we first started, the first studio.
Oh, let's start there.
It was so
That's
good.
great.
No, it was
that's
so good.
great.
It was just, I remember the
Tell
first
people
time.
how it started and where and why we used your studio.
It was a terrible location, a
Before he-
shanty.
Before he says that, though, it actually started at the little office.
Yes.
We did a practice
Which people
run.
don't know.
Oh, yeah.
We did a
Tell that.
we did a pilot episode. We sat around the writing office
Yeah,
at
we need that.
BMG,
We need that footage.
and we
I have it.
And we did.
I have it on my computer.
Yeah,
I just saw it.
We should post that. Have James, our producer.
Oh, that's a great idea. Maybe I'll send it to you. You can put a little couple minutes in there.
Or not.
What do you mean? We did a mock run. We sat around the
that's so
studio
great. Yeah.
and did it, and that feels like 20 years ago.
It was with no microphones,
No microphone.
or
Yeah.
cameras. It was a MacBook, or no, it might have been my phone.
Could have been. I think
Oh, it was a phone. Yeah,
So we recorded
set up.
it.
Yeah, guerrilla style, boots on the ground.
Is this a good idea?
We were practicing.
Is this a good idea? And I think, did we end up sending that to somebody that we
Yeah.
were kind of in
Yeah.
talks with, or
Never
Yeah.
heard from them again.
Yeah.
No.
No, they kind of
we should have
liked
taken that
it.
as a sign.
It kind of worked at the time. That's all we had.
Yeah.
Well, I think in our very first episode we did when we moved the studio to Neil's house, it was basically a remake of what we did that day.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It's true.
so yeah, it's kind of like our pilot episode, our guerrilla. Yeah, Jim's got it. Jim. Anyway, but that's looking back on that feels like a long time ago to me.
Well, and ironically, I guess it was today. For us, today's the 5th of March. And we can't announce anything, but we are going to we did sign with a media company.
Yes.
So it's not delivered
Letting
yet.
cat out of the bag.
No,
He just did.
there's a
I thought
lot of
Kurt
media
was supposed to
companies.
announce those kind of things.
Kurt, please.
Yeah, Kurt, you say it.
God, you
Go ahead
took
and tell
away
them
my
what we
bullet
can't tell
point.
them.
No,
Yeah.
that's
No,
good.
that's all right.
That's good.
We'd like to say, we haven't. It's not official yet. We're
It isn't, because
going to partner up. with
the
something.
other side of this, and maybe we can let people in on this. We've actually already signed an agreement 6 months ago
Yeah.
Yeah.
that fell through, and maybe for some of our more hypersensitive listeners like Ed, we were talking about big things to come, and we got a
Yep.
big news to share.
It's
in a
my
couple
fault.
weeks.
It's something I said. I'm sorry.
No, but we did have a deal with the media company that we were all
We
looking
did.
forward to, and it went in the toilet.
I would like to hear the episode we did after we got that news. Because I wonder if we're like, so, how's your day?
I don't know if we ever got news. We just never heard from them.
We got news.
Well, no, there was news because said media company.
Maybe I missed.
Yeah,
that.
maybe we won't go to specifics, but yeah, it didn't ever happen.
Yeah.
I
we
just
didn't,
thought
we
we'd
didn't
ever
see
heard
Wade.
from
We
them.
didn't see Wade for weeks.
Well,
So
they
that
kinda-
was a bad sign.
They just kind of ghosted us.
It was
Yeah.
just all of a sudden
Well,
we had no audience.
but there
It
was
just,
a reason they ghosted us.
Yeah.
Which it was something I said.
No, actually, typically what you say does good for our podcast.
Sometimes I've been red flagged.
You
a few
can be
times.
viral.
You're viral, all right.
Yeah.
What do you think our most viral moment was? Actually, I think I know what it was.
The most viral moment.
Yeah, I think our most viral clip, I'm not positive about this, but I think it's when Aldine was talking about how he wouldn't let Biden use flyover states.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I bet that's right.
And that clip on YouTube
Yep.
is pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's one of our biggest clips.
yeah.
Oh, Biden. I kind of. Does anyone else miss those highlights of Biden?
It's
Sometimes I miss watching them. When they would show him walking up the steps to the plane. And I'd be like, is he going to make it all the way to the steps? And then he slips and then
It
he's
was
like,
pretty entertaining.
Then he's like walking. He never turns the right way. He walks, and there's one of Obama like pulling his arm.
it was very entertaining.
It was.
except for the fact that he was the president.
Yeah, that wasn't
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
No, I wish the best for him though. I really do.
Hey, he's still.
I do, yeah.
Here's how I look at it. Like,
In this chapter
There-
of his
there- there-
life, I wish the best for that.
there's
man.
one thing I have to say that we missed last episode, and I have to say it in this episode.
Okay. We're going back.
I have to go back. USA hockey team.
Yeah. Fantastic. A
Yeah.
huge win.
USA hockey team. Congratulations. It reminded me
Yeah.
of that because a lot of people
no doubt.
gave the hockey team a bunch of crap for talking to Trump after the win.
Yeah.
I
And the
gotta-
only reason we missed that, and I want
Yeah.
you to continue on, is the fact that these boys were in Australia for like 3
Yes.
weeks. So we
Yes.
did miss some
We
current
watched
things that are
the game
huge.
down there. We watched it live. It was on like 3, 4 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, they took a bunch of flack for talking to the president, which is insane. Because in my opinion, no matter who's president, Like, it's the president. Like, that's an honor.
That's right.
And
it
go,
happens all the
you go to Biden. Did I love Biden as a president? No, but if I got a chance to meet him,
I'd go to the White House.
Mr. President.
Sure.
Or if he called and congratulated
It's
a
Mr.
team.
Yeah,
on
it's
a
Mr.
win.
President. So anyway,
Yeah, Megan Rapinoe called the U.S. men's Olympic
don't get-
hockey team
don't get-
clowns.
Don't get me going on.
Clowns.
Yeah.
We're going backwards.
Over the Trump
I could
call.
spend a lot of time on that.
You like her? Isn't she fantastic?
Well, and actually, it was too.
She's
It was it was the fact that Kash
Unbelievable.
Patel was in the locker room. They hated that.
They did. They hated.
Yeah,
Cash, which
head of the
is-
FBI. They
It's
hated
all that kind of stuff is so dark, and that's I can't even entertain what she said, because that to me is she's not worth our podcast time.
Ooh, that's right.
You daggum right.
Megan
She's not.
Rapinoe.
No one cares. By the way, no one cares about you, and she missed a huge kick one time in a big game, so I won't talk about that. That's not what our boys did. Our boys won an OT, Megan.
It was awesome, though. The game was awesome. It was.
That picture of Jack Hughes with his teeth knocked out, bleeding, with the flag draped over him.
Oh, yeah.
that is an iconic picture. Not since '80 in Lake Placid, my hometown, did we win the gold in hockey.
Yeah.
And so, what a great moment! Congratulations to our hockey team. I'm sorry to go backwards, but I did.
That's all right.
No, that's worth it.
That's worth it.
That's worth it.
I would do our own episode on that if we could, but we won't. But
Maybe we'll do it on the anniversary. Maybe.
yeah. Anyway, but yeah, the president, like you go about Biden, like even if the president isn't your pick, to me it's like that's why I always hate it when people don't go to the White House for something or after they win a championship. It's like this is the president. Like you don't have to agree with it, but it's still the office. It's awesome.
Was Joe Biden really a president?
He was a president, bro. Elected president. And
on
that
paper? On paper.
doesn't matter. It's still the president.
still the
Like,
president,
I'd still
but-
like shake his hand and say, "Mr. President."
I
nice to
wish him
meet
the
you."
best. I really do.
Yeah.
I wish him the best.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
I really do. People don't believe that, but I really
No,
do.
of course. I mean,
I know you do because you're a good American. I mean, it's like you respect our democracy and respect the look. You get a
In
chance
the
to
office,
vote,
you know?
and it's the office. It's that's what it is. Like, not everybody's gonna. Their guy's not always gonna win. So
this is
Yeah.
what the podcast is about. You know,
It all
sometimes
started with
we'll-
a song.
Yeah, and that's important.
yeah, it really did, Neil.
And that's important that it all started with the song, and we don't want people to lose sight of that.
Yeah. It started with Kalo's walk in tights.
It wasn't
Yeah,
tights.
his prayer
just-
walk.
Are you tired of telling
it's
that
just short.
story?
His prayer
or is
walk
it
and women's tights.
No, it was a cute little tank top.
His wife
No,
tights.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
No, just regular shorts and a shirt. I don't know what you know.
Anyway,
Yeah.
But
It doesn't
Kayla,
matter what
kinda
you had
remind
on.
people, you know, like we said, this podcast started with that song, and we tried to carry that badge as part of the podcast.
Yeah.
Sometimes we hit that mark, sometimes we swerve around it, or sometimes we're talking about other things, but reiterate to people what you think that song means and why it's important. This podcast is important because of it.
Okay. So yes, not in tights, but in the mornings I would go out. And
I just love
I'd
saying
do like
that.
a
I
little
love the visual.
prayer walk, you know, and so I was doing that. And sometimes it's a couple minute prayer, sometimes 15, depends on what you got to pray about. But anyway, it was a beautiful day, and I just got through saying Jesus' name, Amen. Felt really good. And then I started flashing back to what I just saw on the news before I'd walked out there, and it was just they'd done this montage, of violence on city streets. Not even sure what city sidewalk it was, but you had a lady wearing her mask, and she's just walking down the sidewalk, and somebody comes up, just walking past her, hits her square in the face, knocks her out. They go to the next frame, and it's a guy walking down another sidewalk, and a guy comes up behind him, full-on hip turn, aluminum baseball bat in the back of the head, knocks him out. I don't know if he would have survived that. Then they go to the next frame, and it's a 70-year-old man laying on the ground, and you have 6 or 7 kids, kicking him, and everything. And nobody's helping anybody. They're just kind of filming it. But the thing is, but nobody was hungry. Like nobody's saying, "Oh, I've got to get this money so I can feed my family." They're just hurting people, for no reason. And so I just hated that. I hate watching that. So I started walking faster and faster and got madder and madder. And I just said, "Try that in a small town." And I said some explicits after that. And I said, "Oh, Lord, sorry. I just said in Jesus' name, Amen. Here I am saying this." But I just got really mad about it. And just because just whether you're in a small town or not, it's just we need to look out for each other. And that's the genesis of the whole thing, is that it really came from a place of love, and some people turned it into something else that it wasn't, but it came from a place of love and looking out for your neighbor.
So it was the genesis of the song, but also of the podcast.
Right. Yeah. No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I think that's what we are trying to set out to accomplish. Not that every episode has to be that exactly, hey, what are we doing for our neighbor? But that is kind of how it started. How do you think we've succeeded at that? Think we can do, what's some episodes do you think that fell into that?
Well, we just had that really great one about the couple that you knew or know with the biking accident.
Yep.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
So that was, I thought that was exactly.
And for the update on that, they do have, he has, that whole case, and just to kind of help reiterate what Tully was saying, Haley Kilman was on, and her longtime boyfriend partner got in a hit and run, and he was killed.
Blaze, right?
What's that? Blaze is his name. Yeah. And they've been on the lookout for this guy. That case has now been elevated, partly because of the attention that we brought to that, which I think is awesome. So that there are things like that where it's basic stuff, it seems like, but just trying to help out your neighbor.
Yeah, and the John Rich episode, I've been watching him do some stuff. He's really taking things to a different level and helping out people. I think it's in Cheatham County, but there's
TVA,
and really going to bat. And I think Trump actually offered him a position of which he turned down because he wanted to be more of a people's advocate. But he's working hard. He's been blessed, and he is 100% giving back and helping people in small towns. Getting their land back via auction or whatever. I'm not sure how that works, but he is proactively one of those people that we want on this podcast because he is helping. He's helping his neighbor in a big time way.
Yeah, he is. Exhibit A, as far as like people that we'd love to have on. And obviously the musical connection, I thought that was great about the John Rich episode. How long did we spend in the front of the episode just talking about the old days? And start with Lone Star and that whole thing, and then Printer's Alley, and then of course his stance on all that. That was one of my favorites.
We got to get him back on.
Yeah, we got to get John back on.
Yeah, I think we've done pretty well. I think balancing the other interests as well.
We've had a plethora.
For sure.
Plethora
Well,
of
even Hulk Hogan, which you guys were friends with him, and he's a huge Aldine fan, and they were buddies, and he came on and he was talking about, and I think Neil asking where he said it to Neil about that, like he found Christ like not too long ago. And then it wasn't but a few months after that he recorded our show that he passed away, and but that was somebody like that, a mammoth of a figure of a man talking about finding Jesus and stuff right there, and we're all kind of, it's like, wow, I can't believe he's sharing this with us.
Episode.
And then
go ahead.
No, that's it really. And when he passes, that's the first thing I thought about. I didn't think about, I'm glad we got him on our podcast. It was like, I said, man, he talked about finding Jesus, just a little bit ago, which I thought was great.
Yeah, that was a big loss. That was
huge.
He was great. He was a great guy, and great to come on. He didn't have to come on. Came on early.
Yeah,
that's a lot of like a lot of these guests that came on the podcast when they certainly didn't have to.
Yeah,
we were just getting started.
Do you remember Riley Gaines was our very first guest, and I think it was like episode number 3.
Wow.
How did we convince Riley to come on?
I think Wade Perry, our business manager, I guess what we call him, not sure what he's in there somewhere, but he does the important things, Yeah. But I think he had a relationship with her or a friendship or something, and he got her on there.
But think about for her to do that,
I know.
Obviously she's a fan of Jason, and that helped.
Yeah.
But that was she stepped out to do that, and
Who?
we've since
Jason who?
yeah, exactly. And she's already said she's excited to come back on. So that's
Yeah, and she's amazing. Tommy Lauren,
Yeah.
Lauren is, and then Kirk Herbstreit. That's one that stands
so
out.
good.
That was fun.
You know, because he talked about his small town stuff, and he talked about travel ball and just stuff that would apply to families and kids and everything. And that was. I kind of fanned out a little bit over Herbstreit. Just because
Herbstreit?
yeah,
It's a great one.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
really
Oh,
good
no,
guy.
It was great.
And
It's really cool that the song, you know, spoke to that many people. They're like,
Yes.
heck yeah, I'll come on there. Heck yeah, I'd love to talk about that. I'd love to talk about anything y'all want to talk about. They would say that. I'm like, really?
we'll see.
Yeah, yeah.
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 But yeah, it's a lot. I mean, Justin Nunley, you had Chad Prather, had
And we've had actors. Alexander Ludwig came on. You know, Saber Hagen came on early.
he was on
You know,
early.
We've had great. It's
Brett
been
Favre.
Yeah, Brett
100.
Favre.
We got to 100.
You know, Favre started his own podcast now.
Did we inspire him?
I think we did.
You think
Yes.
you'll have us on?
We're changing lives.
Try that in a Favre town.
You think you'll have us on?
Yeah, I don't know.
I know, right?
He might just do sports stuff, actually, but
Well, we're sportsmen.
We know sports.
we do. I think we do pretty well. I hope people enjoy that because, especially during college football, of course, and
obviously,
NFL.
obviously we centered around music and songwriting. Jeffrey Steele was a great episode, and Gary LaVox was one of my favorite episodes.
That was a good one.
You know,
David Lee Murphy,
Yeah.
Ben Gallagher, Mary Cutter.
Yeah.
You know, just a lot of different type of people. You know, we're not going to list off every one, so can't think of them all. But it's been a blessing, and we always try to. Like Kurt does such a great job of introing the podcast and everything else. And
Did you practice before
is-
we started this whole thing? Did you ever? Did you like when you were at home? I have to know
That's ridiculous.
because no, as soon as you got in front of the mic, I mean, it was like automatic, and I'm like, this guy rehearsed
no,
before we started. Yeah, you did. You had to have.
no, that
think-
would be
I think
very
one of-
weird.
It just
think one of
comes
the
out
main-
natural like that.
That would be
one of the
very
main
weird.
reasons is I think that it happened is that it was the first ad we were all reading, and we're all trying to read it, and the only one who could make it through a sentence is Kurt. So he became
So I'm the one.
he
that-
became
the
our
one that
man.
can
No,
read.
no,
Yeah.
but no, just do great at because our goal is even with guests. Yes, we want to get somebody that. You know, that people have heard of for sure, but hopefully they have some sort of small town connection from where they grew
Right.
up, however they got in their business. And we always try to make that small town connection, you know, even if they're from a big city, you know, be a suburb or
You're
whatever.
right. I
but-
think that's important, and like I said, sometimes we don't highlight that enough. But that is what
That's
we
right.
try to make the.
yeah, and just the values, not exactly where they are, you know, just the small town values.
That's awesome. Hey, let's
Yeah.
do this real quick. Let's go pay the bills a little bit. Let's get a little love for the sponsors. We'll be right back. This is the 100th episode,
100.
the 100th
That's insane.
episode
Yes.
of the Try That, the Small Town Podcast. You know what goes great with small town stories?
Original Glory, America's beer right here.
You know, I've been drinking this every songwriting session today.
Man, that clean, crisp taste reminds me of summer nights on the back porch after a fresh mowed lawn.
And they're just not making great beer, they're investing in America's small towns.
Well, it's just like us. They believe in bringing communities together.
Not only do they invest in communities, but a portion of each sale goes to the veterans and the first responders and all the heroes that protect us.
For a limited time, you can become a member of the OG fam and invest in this beer at wefunder.com/original brands.
Join our Original Glory family and help ignite that Original Glory spirit.
My name is Glenn Story. I'm the founder and CEO of Patriot Mobile. And then we have 4 principles. First Amendment, Second Amendment, right to life, military and first responders. If you have a place to go, put your money, you always want to put it with somebody that's like-minded. Of course. I think that's the beauty of Patriot Mobile. We're a conservative alternative.
Don't get fooled by other providers pretending to share your values or have the same coverage. Go to patriotmobile.com/smalltown to get a free month of service when you use the offer code SMALLTOWN or call 972-PATRIOT.
Welcome back to the 100th episode.
100. Triple digits.
We did it, the 100th episode.
Batting 100.
of the Try That in a Small Town podcast. Coming to you from the Patriot Mobile Studios. Powered by eSpaces. Powered by eSpaces. Like little Anchorman reference. Power.
I'm powered by Peacemaker
Corningstone.
coffee. That's what keeps me.
So Jim, our producer, let us know during the break, only 5% of all podcasts make it to 100 episodes. So we're in some good company, I think.
Yeah.
Another stat too just popped up.
Okay, what is it?
Only 5% of podcasts that make it to 100 episodes keep the producer for the next 100 episodes.
Oh, Jim,
Wow,
sorry,
Jimmy
bud.
just
I'm
laid
just
down
kidding,
the
Jim.
gauntlet.
Better have a backup plan,
I'm just
Jim.
kidding, Jim. You're the best, buddy. Without
thing
Jim, Jim doesn't get enough credit.
Oh.
Jim spins all this stuff around, like all of our clips and all the editing and that we have to do to get the episodes out. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, Jim.
You're the front lines, buddy.
It only took us 100 episodes to thank you.
And
we pick
for
our
Tully
spots.
to say something nice about you. That's 100 episodes. We'll never forget this day.
Yeah.
Consider that a tip.
See you in 200 episodes.
Love you, Jim.
Hey, Jim, put a tip jar.
Seriously,
You
we
need
get
to put
so-
a tip jar on your desk right there, dude.
Seriously, we get so wrapped up in the episodes and you just spit them out really quick. We'll do an episode and 2 days later
There it is.
there it is.
Like
It's
magic.
magic.
Yeah, we should make him work harder though,
I agree.
Well, we'll talk about that.
with lighting and stuff. You know.
Harder for less money. That's what I say. Anyway, love you, Jim.
Thank you.
What do you, we were
Yeah,
talking during
sorry.
the break.
Neil said he had
Neil
something
had
he wanted to lead with.
Yeah.
We
No,
got a
I wanted to
couple
ask
questions.
y'all just kind of, y'all don't know this is coming, but it's like, who is y'all's Mount Rushmore?
Oh boy. Oh my gosh.
Who is y'all's Mount Rushmore of male country singers?
Male
Mount
has to specifically be male.
Yes, on this one, we'll do women too. I want a I want your Mount Rushmore, and you got to make your selections very, definitive. You can't flip flop.
Okay, well I won't.
Do your flip flopping right now.
I am, because I'll tell you this. Here's my flip flopping.
Oh no.
I didn't know of country music before I moved here. No idea of it. Probably hadn't heard any songs.
Right.
So if you're going back, what some people would say, old school, old country, I have no idea of it. I really don't. I'm not a historian that
You
way.
can use them now. Use them since you've,
Okay.
grown to love
Modern
country. Yes.
generation.
Well, I thought that's what we were talking about. Was just modern. So you're talking about
No, I'm talking
from
about of all
history
time.
Oh wow.
Of all time. That
I'm not talking about
that's
right
a loaded
now.
question because there's for example, like the whole reason I got into
No, you're not. Hang on a second. Let me finish this.
Okay.
That's okay. You're not allowed to use Aldine.
Right, yeah.
None of us are allowed to use Aldine.
Okay.
We already know he's there.
So he's there. We just need three more.
We're not allowed to use him.
Okay.
And is it as an artist or singer?
Singer, country music singer, male.
But my point is,
he's saying vocalist or artist.
Yeah,
It doesn't
are you
matter. It
saying-
doesn't have to be an awesome singer. Just an
Okay.
artist, an artist.
gosh,
Well, I'll tell you this right
Yeah, I got these guys. Oh, freaking! I got y'all are right on the edge.
I mean, I'm assuming you have to put Garth in there.
No, never, not ever.
Well, I
He
did.
was huge. I mean,
You asked me.
I don't care how
And
big
George
he was. I don't give a shit how big.
I
they
thought
are.
you said my Mount
he was huge
Rushmore.
for country music, though.
No, it's gotta
Yeah,
be
but I don't care what he did for that. I'm talking about. I'm
He's
talking
gotta
about
chisel it.
My Mount Rushmore of just true artists. I don't. He's not even.
Are we doing
He's not
one?
even
Are we
in my,
doing one or I
What he
Who's-
did for country music, yeah, great. But I'm just like
Yeah,
the Chris
that's what I'm
Gaines
saying.
thing. He fell off the cliff.
well, you asked Kurt.
Yeah.
I did. Go ahead. I'm
No,
just
apparently it's not working. It's not going.
So Garth. So yours
thought
is
Dwight Yoakam.
Yours
I
is
thought
Garth.
Dwight Yoakam.
Dwight's fantastic. Garth. You put Garth and Dwight,
Yeah.
and who else? Two others.
Let me see. Can't use Aldine. What about?
Love? You got someone to kiss.
I don't know.
What
Somebody help
about
me.
love?
Somebody help me.
No. And I know our
Well, I mean-
listeners, man. They're all putting their list together. Our listeners are putting their list
Yeah,
together
I'm trying
right
to-
I mean,
now.
you got to have straight in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
You gotta have
Yeah.
straight.
I mean,
Everybody's got straight.
Randy
He's like,
Travis, you know,
Randy Travis.
I'd put him in
great.
there.
Yep,
You know,
that's pretty good.
So
Wait,
this-
but wait your turn.
Oh,
Wait
okay.
your
Well,
turn.
he said he needed
Interact.
help. He said he wanted help.
It's phone a friend.
Yeah.
Kalo, who would be my?
I think George Straight's on all of ours for sure. Straight's on all of
I
ours.
think it depends. I think it depends what the question is.
It was very specific, Tully.
Well, to you,
Yeah,
It was
if you-
very specific.
Yeah, and if you answer
Straight-
wrong,
straight's
he'll
not
tell
gonna be
you.
on
So
He's not going to be on yours.
no, because
Really?
I look at. Let Kurt finish. He's
No,
still
I
got one
did.
more.
I'm done.
Oh, you're done. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wound up. It's good. Good list.
I think of it like this. I've got my 3. I think of the reasons why I started to really love country music.
Okay. I love this. It's
Back,
fantastic.
I was back in the, mid '80s. Fell in love with Steve Earle. Steve Earle to me, like those records, the Guitar Town record, very great. Even Copperhead Road. I love Steve Earle.
Love it.
Love Dwight Yoakam. Dwight Yoakam was a huge reason.
Love it.
And then Waylon. The stuff Waylon Jennings cut is, to me, like that was the kind of outlaw stuff that I really.
That's when Outlaw started. Him and
Really,
Willie. Yeah.
those 3 were. I just thought they were, for what I liked, coming from more of a as a rock fan, more of a not didn't grow up. My grandmother listened to a lot of George Jones. For me, it was always like rock. The Police and U2 and those kind of bands. So
Sure.
hearing Steve Earle though and Dwight really, and then a lot of Waylon Jennings. So those are at least the reason why I started to love country music. But I appreciate so many artists.
Yeah.
Obviously.
yeah,
But but I don't. But I love so many of those songs from those 3 guys.
Yeah. It's a great list.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, to me,
Who was your fourth?
I didn't really.
Al Dean.
I didn't have a.
Not allowed.
I didn't pick a 4th. We only had said 3, did we?
throw Willie in
No,
there?
Mount Rushmore has 4 figures.
Well, I thought you were
Okay.
saying Aldine
I
was
see.
one of them.
Yeah.
No, he's not allowed.
Oh, I see.
We're not allowed
I
to
see what you're
use
saying.
him.
So we
We're-
need a 4th.
He's a given.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's not. He's not allowed to be up.
Need a 4th. I see what you're saying.
Or we could put Aldine up there and
That's
add
what
3.
I thought you meant.
We can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's. Yeah, the 4th. I mean, again, it's kind of sometimes it's
I love your
off the
list.
wall.
Some people got introduced to country music later than others, and
That was
Yeah.
part of my Garth thing.
Yeah.
Is that I hadn't heard of country music before.
Yeah.
Garth and Dwight Yoakam actually.
Yeah.
So those were the 2 that were like, oh, what's going on over here?
And as much as I loved Dwight, I loved like Pete Anderson with him and Dwight. I
Yeah.
like the band. I like the band
It's a
atmosphere
total
that
vibe.
they had. It was a total vibe, And the same thing with Steve Earle. Like Tony Brown did those records, produced those records. And the Waylon stuff, like I said, was just that was pretty outlaw, tough, cool.
That's right.
But I like a lot. I like a lot of off the wall stuff. Like Desert Rose Band for me was.
They were so good.
I love Chris Hillman.
I was a huge fan.
Yeah, so stuff like that.
Sweethearts of the Rodeo.
Kayla, what you got, bud?
There's just it's a lot. I know you said Mount Rushmore, but there's. I mean,
That's a
I'm
lot.
such a country music fan
You got to
specifically,
pick. You got to pick 4.
but it's really hard. I'd definitely put Hank Jr. up there because I was introduced to Hank Sr. and I loved Hank Sr. and that. But I loved all. I mean, I loved Loretta.
No,
Donna
we'll get
Fargo.
to the women later.
I loved all songs and I loved so many. I bet I put Hank Jr. up there if you can only put that many.
Put 3 up there.
Just
Aldine's
3?
already up there, shining.
Is he in the middle or on the end?
I think he's on
do you
the
think he's
end.
on?
Yeah.
Ty Herndon.
He's on the right. He's on the right.
I know it's coming.
So,
You hear what I said?
so, Dude Maurer.
Don't just say that.
I didn't say that. That was so. So definitely Hank Jr. And I'd probably put. So if you're starting, I'd put on one end. On the other end, like current, I'd go Morgan Wallen. I have a huge respect for his writing. So like I listen to a song. I mean, probably once a week of a song of his that I hadn't heard, and I'll just listen to the whole thing or watch the video. Just really, I mean, it's really respect. He's got some really good songs, really good, and stuff that I haven't heard that hadn't come out on the radio. I'm like, God, man, his album cuts are really good. But You know, and then we've already mentioned some. I mean, God, Randy Travis is huge. I would do that just because. Yeah, and I would put him up there because I've had his hats and merch and went to his shows in Calhoun, Georgia. Huge fan. I would put out Alabama, the band. Man, I'd have to go there. I know, you know.
I haven't got to the bands yet.
Well, I know, but we only have one podcast. I mean, we don't have, you know. So I would do that. Gosh, I don't know.
That's good. You filled the spot.
You got 17 spots up there.
But I would add 20 to the people I liked.
I know
just as much.
It's a toughie though when you grew up around it and you grew up listening to all of it. It's really, really tough. For as long as I've listened to country music.
Yeah,
that's like a really toughie because I heard somebody ask the question. That's why I asked y'all, and that made me go, God, dog, man, I can't. You don't want to eliminate this guy. You want, you're Mount Rushmore of country music.
Well, and for me, like
yours guys,
like too. Before you go there, I will say I know you said you wouldn't put Garth up there. My Mount Rushmore would just be a lot wider, is all, because I'd include a lot of people. But for me, I'd have to put Garth because I remember where I was. I was going to MTSU for a minute, and I was driving down the road, and I heard Two of a Kind come on, and I listened to that, and I thought, who is singing that? I love that. Never seen him, didn't know what his name was.
Well, that was.
I love the song. I love the voice and everything. So for me, I would.
Well, that was the original Garth. Garth was really, really good. His songs were really good. If it weren't for Garth, I wouldn't have met my wife. Number one.
Well, you can't can argue with the first couple records and then
you
very
can't.
First record and the No Fences album.
Oh, No Fences!
Those songs were so good. I got to sing on the No Fences record. That was like my introduction to my wife.
Awesome.
It was because of the No Fences record.
Yeah.
But anyway, later Garth doesn't go on my Mount Rushmore. I think I put him in the background. Early Garth, yes.
Yeah, but once he's chiseled in stone up there, Vern Gosdin.
Well, you just stole one of mine.
Vern Gosdin?
I didn't steal it.
Oh,
but
God.
When you say chiseled in stone, that's what you have to say.
Country singers. I'm talking about country singers. So I'm talking about because I went back and forth because Vern Gosdin was like one of my all-time favorite country singers of all time ever. Haggard's number one by far, and then Gosdin and Keith Whitley. Ronnie Millsap was like I grew up on that guy, listening to his stuff. So I had a ton of them. They were in a pile. That I had to shuffle around and go, who's going to go up? And it may change week to week.
So you can look at the guys too that were so great when they came out. I was a huge Joe Diffie fan.
Huge
when he first came out.
Absolutely.
Huge. I mean, just incredible. Like same thing for Clint Black's first couple albums. Like it's so many great people. I was looking at it as more like what turned me to want to come here. You know what I mean? And it was like Dwight and Steve and those guys. You're like, what made me say, I'm going to listen to
I was a huge Steve Earle fan.
Great.
I loved him.
Great writing.
When I heard Copperhead Road, man, I was like, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, it's
so good.
Timeless.
Yeah, so fun conversation, though. I mean, and I remember, actually, we used to cut records back at the old back room at Soundstage Studios where Steve cut Guitar Town. And we used to cut a lot before they redid the Soundstage Studios as it is now. But just I love the history behind that. And how can you beat Keith Whitley? I mean, what a short career.
It's kind of not fair when you ask that question to somebody. Who's your Mount Rushmore of country music singers? You need to have
I agree.
You got to it's only fair nowadays to so much time has passed by. It's like have different eras. Who's your favorite? Who's your Mount Rushmore of this era? Who's your Mount Rushmore of this era?
The one thing I can say
that's probably more
fair. The
fair.
one thing I can say about Dwight. And I started liking Dwight from the very beginning, like Guitars Cadillacs, that album. So good. The one cool thing when he was when Pete Anderson was producing those albums, man, Dwight, if you look at that body of work, it was consistent to itself. Where if you look at like I was a huge Chestnut fan and first couple albums, and Clint Black, first couple albums, the music definitely changed as things changed. Man, Dwight wrote what he does, every album is consistent to what he does, which made me a fan of his for a long time. Like you buy Dwight Yoakam album and it was going to feel like Dwight. You know, I felt like when things really popped in the '90s, like Garth's first 3 albums are completely different, than what happened latter. Which I guess is, people can say that for us too, with Jason, but
but it didn't. That was quite a drastic turn. I can't compare the two. Sorry.
But anyway, it is fun. Like Waylon, like all of a sudden, it is a fun. You start thinking about what would have Keith Whitley done had he not died at 29?
Exactly.
29 years old, he died. So
I used to run the grooves off those records, man. I would just nonstop listening and learning. That's all I did.
I learned a lot of how to play country bass, at least in my opinion, was from listening to some of those Dwight records. Just about how to approach things, and it wasn't like the standard stuff. You know what I mean? But you know, you start it's a fun conversation because you start thinking about all the albums you listened to and you know that you loved. You know that maybe you don't listen to as much anymore, but man, they were huge. Like,
you don't have to do a Mount Rushmore of rock singers, but who's like your favorite rock singer?
Oh my God, man, I'm gonna go with some of my favorite. Love Sting, Bryan Adams, Bob Seger.
It's such a tough one.
Those guys. It's tough because you had different types. I mean, we were listening to Steve Perry the other night sing with Journey. It's like as far as singers go, I wasn't the biggest Journey fan of the songs. I loved a lot of the songs, but I always loved Steve Perry, even when he did his solo career.
Yeah,
you know
that
what I mean?
record was awesome.
Awesome,
by the way.
So you listen to singers. I mean, God,
I got to talk to Larry London, the guy he played drums on that record.
Man.
You remember Larry London?
Yeah.
He played drums on Steve Perry's solo record.
And his favorite rock singer is such a vibe too. Like who would yours be?
Oh, it's
like
this will be a 4-hour-long podcast if we start going.
But it's so good, man. It's just so interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Paul Rodgers is my favorite rock singer of all time.
Fantastic.
So I tend to look at it as like a lot of singers I love, but what the music they were singing to, like, did I like the songs as much as the voice? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and that for me, that's what it always was. Like, was the whole thing. Like, always been a song guy. Like the songs, you know. Like I love the Police. I love Bryan Adams and Seeger and Against the Wind album holds so many memories.
There's
like,
such a long list of great singers in rock, man. It's not even funny.
But anyway, that is Pandora's Box. Nice.
It is.
Good job, Neil. We had to spin us off.
I love it. I love it. Makes our listeners think too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
Yeah. What do you got, Kayla? You said you had a couple things.
Well, since it was the 100th episode, I had a couple, but I'll take it down to one, and due to time constraints. So, what's something about your boys around the table that you learned that you didn't know, like about each other?
Whoa.
Jeez. Why don't you start? Because I
don't have it. No, I can't. You can't. I can't start. I asked the question
because you're just popping this on us. You obviously have something in mind. While you're saying yours, we'll go into deep thought about us.
See, that's why he's the leader. See what he did? He deflected. That's a deflection.
Unless Neil's usually good on the spot. Maybe he could go.
What I learned about you guys?
Yeah. We'll start here and go. We'll go this way.
I already know you too well. I mean,
you've had to learn something.
That's true. That's a good point.
I learned that I still know you like I've always known you.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for that touching tribute. Yeah, you will not be speaking at my eulogy.
I haven't learned anything new.
You'll not be speaking at my eulogy.
Well, here lies Kalo.
There he is. There he is. A little bit older.
But I don't know what I've learned about you. Like it's new.
We'll go to Tully then.
Because I've known you so long, and I mean,
okay.
What have I learned about Kalo? I mean, you're good behind the mic.
We don't have to make things up. This is fine. Let's just go on to Tully. Let's go.
This segment is.
Let's go to Tully.
What have I learned about Tully?
Yeah, that you didn't know because you kind of knew him a little, but not as much probably.
Tully.
This is like homework. We should have taken it
This is
home.
it's good. It's good to be like get sprung with a question like that where you don't have time to do homework and you don't have time to think about it.
Polish an answer.
Tully.
You see, folks.
Yeah, I've learned. No, I don't want to.
What
Okay, so
I've
we'll do
never
this
seen
next-
you hem and haw so much in my life.
Nothing. No, it's all good.
Okay.
It's all good.
Okay. Because I can't tell right this first
Okay,
second.
what about? It's all good. What about Kurt? What do you feel about
when
Kurt?
when you ask somebody that question, you have gotten to know somebody better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, over it's like there's a lot. Tully is he's very detail oriented when it comes to work. I've noticed that
Very much so. That's very true.
He's very detail oriented.
That'd be good on my resume.
Yes.
No,
Detail oriented.
It would.
I'm a headstone.
It would. It would.
He was detail oriented.
No, I love
with
how
kids.
you're very opinionated. I didn't know that about you
Yeah.
early on when we first started this. You know, we started working together in music. The music thing was a given.
Yeah.
I wasn't surprised about your work ethic when it came to writing or recording. I wasn't surprised a bit. So I didn't really learn anything new there. I wasn't surprised by it.
I don't think I'll let you off the hook.
Well,
Because I was just thinking, I'm looking around the room, kind of like you with Kalo. I mean, I don't know
y'all
how
know
much
each
I've learned with Tully.
Yeah.
Although I have learned, I mean, we do have some of these conversations like on the bus, like that we'll have here. Tully is very opinionated, but he's also very thoughtful in how he thinks about those things. It might sound...
I was getting there, Kurt.
Well, no, I mean, it might sound aggressive, but there's actually thought and care behind what he's saying.
Yeah. I can definitely come across as aggressive. That is no secret.
But there's purpose to it. With Kalo, I've learned you are a people pleaser. And I mean that in a good way. You care.
And a good tipper.
You are a good tipper.
It's a good tipper.
No, and it's not just that you care about what people think, so you want to appease that or make it easy. You genuinely want people to be happy around you. I like that about you.
Nice, thank you. That's very nice.
I learned something about Neil
What'd you learn?
that I didn't think was the case about songwriting. And I didn't know this, but I always am very impressed how you will sit and grind and grind and grind. Because someone, after your amount of success you've had, a lot of guys like won't put the time in.
Mm-hmm.
But Neil will sit there and we'll grind. You'll grind all day.
Neil is a
and
grinder.
Yeah, I love that. I didn't realize that. I just figured when we first started working together a lot, I figured like you had so much success that you know, a lot of guys don't grind. They'll come in for a couple hours.
Neil
You know what I'm
Neil's passionate about pretty much everything that he does.
So that was an amazing.
Whether
thought.
that's writing, whether
Yeah.
it's golf, whether it's talking about something he believes in, you're getting all of it. You're getting all of him.
I knew.
It's only because I'm slow.
No, that is not it.
Trying to help y'all out.
You have a deep passion for
Yeah.
anything that you do.
I
You
love
are going in 100%.
I love that. Yeah. So that was a nice. And everything else I pretty much knew.
Yeah.
You learned many things.
Oh,
Dude,
we may
all
need to spill
great-
this into another
I've learned
podcast.
many things.
No, it's great. All great stuff. All great stuff. I mean, I didn't realize I learned about your intense passion for UT football. Didn't realize it was that.
And hand sanitizer.
Well, I knew that. Kind of, but as we kept going with the podcast, the knowledge of college football is very impressive.
Thank you.
And that carries you UT basketball and all of that. Baseball.
Yeah.
You're an
baseball
avid,
started up. Yeah.
Yep.
avid fan.
It's fun.
That's great. Fun stuff.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I've learned not to ask Kurt to play guitar.
That's just kind of waved bye-bye.
See, that was
We don't
my-
even bring it
that's
up anymore.
that's mine.
It's only what he
That
does.
is?
It's only
That-
what he does.
That's mine. The one thing I learned I'll never forget it is Kurt says that playing the guitar is not his passion.
Not true.
It isn't my passion.
I don't believe it either.
And which
I
is
don't- I
okay.
believe it is.
It's just it's not what I expected.
I'm totally here.
I know why he said that though. It's because we're saturated.
I get it.
I told you same thing when this first came up. It's because it's hard for him to be passionate about it when he never gets away from it.
I know. I get that.
So
I understand that.
It's all
Kurt.
just cyclical. It's
Yeah,
all just,
when you're asked to sing everything, every family get together, and they want, I'm like, I don't want to. I just came off a session. I've been singing all day. I don't want to sing
sometimes
anymore.
what we do,
I get it.
I think we can all agree what we do for a living is a tremendous blessing.
Huge.
We are so blessed and lucky and all the things. I don't like using lucky because we work too hard to be lucky. So I don't like to.
Me and Kayla wrote that.
to
We
me
wrote
is kind
that song. Luck don't live around here. We wrote that song.
Lucky isn't a word I like.
No, we don't use it either.
Like to use, but we're very blessed to be in the situation. But people don't realize when you're in it 24/7. It's not that you lose passion for it. It's just that you never hear music the same again. Everything you hear is dissected and it's constant. Music is work. Work is music.
Yeah,
So-
I tell people that you get into music because you loved music growing up.
Right.
You have a passion and a joy for music. But I don't have a passion and a joy for music anymore, and it's not because I have disdain for it. It's just that your job requires you to go about it a different way, and we play or do something with music all day, every day.
Yeah.
So I don't ever turn on the radio for joy.
And well, also
I get
mu-
that, and I don't
music-
either. I never said
So I don't play the
jam out to
guitar for
music.
joy.
Yeah.
And
or
and
for anything other
sometimes-
than work.
Sometimes when music is it wears a different mask. When music, it's also your vehicle for your livelihood. So music is beautiful, but it's shrouded in a mask of stress as well, and the pressure to constantly achieve and to keep having success because it's the way you provide. So it's not like you have this job and then you play music for fun. It's like music is the reason that you're able to have a living and provide for your family. So it's the love of it is also disguised in this, mist of stress.
It always stays new for me, especially when you write a good song. When you just came off of a good song from a writing session, it changes
it's
my
great.
whole tune about music. 'Cause I can listen. I can listen to the work tape or the demo all the way home on a good song.
Me too. I listen to it over and over. I'll
Yeah.
circle the neighborhood.
Yeah, it
Keep
keeps me
listening to
going.
it, yeah.
For sure.
It keeps me
well,
going.
for your, it's like for me, it's probably like hitting that very random, decent golf shot. That I get within striking distance on a par 3. I'm like, ooh, I'm going to come back and play again. But it's I will say it's not his passion for it because the only reason I'm saying that and disagreeing with him is because I'm with him every day and working, and like the passion for it to be right is, if you saw it in there when we're doing something, it's incredible. So I know what he's saying though, where it's like it is every minute of every day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That is music that you loved growing up, and the reason I got into it is now every day. And it's not like we're not blessed and thrilled about it, but it's a different kind of thing when you're in it every day. People have a hard time understanding that. Like, what are you complaining about? You do the best. I'd love to do what you do.
Yeah, I'm sure
We're
there's a
not
lot of
complaining
people out there
about
that they don't take their work home with them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there that can totally relate to what you're saying.
But this business is not for everybody. Like it's a rejection based business, and you need to perform at the highest level at whatever you're doing in music, or you won't make it. So that's why a lot of people don't make it.
Well, there's not a lot of like true off time. Like even when you're off, if you're watching TV or you're driving or whatever, you're always thinking. You can't help your mind from thinking about ideas or in any conversation.
It never shuts off.
Somebody says something, you're like, is that an idea? And you've already missed the next thing they've said. And so yeah. I mean, you're kind of working all the time. And that's like to Neil's point. That's the fun part, is the and for you guys too, the generating and creating something new. That's what's exciting.
I'll say this with pretty much certainty. For anyone who's ever trying to have a conversation with me, I'm probably not mentally taking part in it.
I agree with that.
I'm serious. You know why? Because I'm thinking about work.
Mm.
When you're introducing yourself to me, not getting your name, because that's how
we're all guilty
when I
of
lay
that.
down at night to sleep, I'm thinking about work. That's my Achilles heel. That's my where I go wrong, because I never Kurt would tell you that. I never stop thinking about it, which is tough to have a functioning social life.
Well, but it is working. That's your wiring.
Yeah, that's my wiring,
and
yeah.
it's
It's
it
super
works.
annoying to all my friends, but
And
my family.
But that's why.
And everyone
That's
else.
also why you're successful at what you do.
Yeah. There's a wake of shrapnel in my success, though. I think Kurt can tell you, like, it's to get successful. It's like there's so many things I've let. You kind of have to sometimes. It's just like not everything can. I don't give everything the right amount of attention it should get, So I will say, though, it takes, and I think Kurt agrees, we've had this conversation, it takes a lot of sacrifice to, you guys know, to have a certain amount of success. Like things you have to work hard. I just kind of take it too far probably, but anyway.
Well, I mean, here we are with our
Kalo.
Here we are.
100th episode. And
Well, that's a good point, because of all the stuff we do, we put this on top of it.
We're still showing up.
And we're passionate about this.
And we still have to do the golf match.
Yeah.
So
I'm not
we've
looking forward to
teased
that
people
match.
with the golf
I know, it's
match.
coming. No, it's
I'm not
coming.
looking forward to it. We can
about
go
a
ahead
year.
and
We're
and
coming
not
into
do that.
spring. It's coming.
So we got to do it, right?
Now's a good time to catch me. I'm not putting good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we need to do it pretty soon, because we got to line that up, because we got to get.
I'll get it fixed.
people out there to
It'll
record
be
it.
fixed next week. I'm good.
Oh my God.
This is a good 100th, though. It's reflective.
Anything else that we should touch on our 100th before we wrap this up?
Thank the listeners.
Well, I got to say my things, right?
We have more things?
Well,
You
I
do?
didn't say anything about you guys,
Oh, what you learned?
It depends. Are they good or bad?
but it'll be short.
Okay.
No, and I'll say just as a blanket, and this will include Jim as well. Thankful for all the time we've had together, as far as men and buddies and husbands, fathers, all that. You guys are incredible, incredibly solid, and I love every one of you. So
Are you quitting?
That's on the
Yeah, it sounds like a retirement
100th
speech.
year.
but you know what? It's just isn't working for me. No, but as far as just the things that you learn, like I said, that with Kurt, that was just something that was eye opening that you learned about that. About the passion thing, and I'm glad we talked about that. It's really fun. But anyway, Kurt, just an amazing man, buddy, just everything that I talked about. An incredible player, writer, producer, everything. I mean, I hadn't been out on the road with you guys and everything, but if I were to go out on the road, I'd want to be out on the road with you. And
That's nice
so
of you
that
to
was,
say.
and even Tully,
Now, does that apply to me as well?
No, I say, well, I was
He's getting to you.
on Kurt's turn, so
Took all my things, though.
and so the same for Tully. As far as I don't want to repeat, but
Tully would
learned a
give
lot
up his
about you,
pod
and
for you.
You and I have a lot in common.
Yeah.
Like it, and I was kind of at ease by that, because we do freak out about a lot of things. We are in constant worry. Not supposed to be, but
Yeah,
I'm in constant worry
Yeah.
all the time. And
Man of constant worry.
and then you can be critical on some things, and people might think, or they hear a piece of something and they might think, well, man, that guy's hardcore about that. But underneath that black leather jacket beats a heart of a true gentleman. No, I'll say he has a great heart, and he loves people. And
I don't know if I
sometimes
love all people.
not all people. you
No, I'm
know.
kidding.
But he's very
That's a
honest about
joke.
that. But anyway, no, he's got a great heart and crazy talented and everything. And I'm super fortunate to be in the same room with you and call you guys my friends.
Kayla, you're very sweet. You kind
man,
of
And
blew ours out of the
Jim,
water.
and
Yeah, I
because
know
I'm looking at Jim, so I don't
Oh,
know if
we're
Jim
doing
has
Jim too?
as well. Let's put Jim in there.
Jim doesn't get it.
But Jim and I talk and say, so Jim, you
I already
know,
gave Jim a
I
compliment
I
tonight.
love you, and you did. You gave Jim some
That was for all of
love.
us.
That was from all of us. Okay, yeah, that's like the gift we all put in on. You know, hey, sign this card.
Yeah, it's like we all put in.
But yeah, no, Jim, you're amazing. You do turn things around incredibly quickly and everything, and you're always here. And we wouldn't be able to put this thing out without you. And appreciate all your advice and wisdom and work and everything. It's been amazing. It's been really fun. And
To 100 episodes, guys.
Hey.
see, there we go.
I guess Wade had to be present.
And then with Neil, like I said, I've known Neil for so long. I have,
This is like
so I
the
don't
Wizard
know.
of Oz, by the way, and you're getting to Dorothy and the Scarecrow.
Yeah. So I do.
Go on.
I do know everything about Neil. He's one of my best friends forever. And but I have learned on this podcast that you hate more things than I thought you did.
Really?
That's what I learned. You hate a lot of things.
I don't know about hate.
Dislike strongly.
Yeah. I'm opposed to a lot of things.
Opposed to a lot of things. But as far as everything else, like it's talking about, I love you. You're an incredible human being. Dad, husband, all that stuff. What?
Like sounds like you guys need to do the 101st episode.
Yeah.
You learned that I hate a lot of things.
No, just a lot of things. Like there's a lot of things that we have opinions on. You dislike a lot of things. I mean, we don't have time to go into each one, but if
We'll do one
you
each
listeners
episode.
want to listen to all the episodes, you
Things
can go back.
Neil hates.
And
New segment.
I mean, that's why they call it Thrash Talk. So
I'm just opposed to a lot of things.
I know.
Hate.
Okay, dislike.
And I think it
don't have
falls
a lot
into
of-
mine. You're passionate about everything.
Yeah.
And with that, gives you some disdain for others.
Ooh, good word.
Yeah.
Disdain.
True.
Disdain. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Strongly
a good quality,
opposed.
believe me.
Strongly opposed.
You
to a lot
do
of
not. You don't mince your feelings or words with anything. That's an enviable trait.
Enviable.
We do that in editing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's just. I don't
That's
know.
amazing.
It's just-
You know how many people go, well, I don't know, it's really, and they get political
Well,
sometimes.
they play
I
it
do
safe.
with
Well, a
that.
lot of people play it safe.
Yeah?
I'm like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
It's an
a lot of
enviable
things.
trait.
I'm like, really? It's another episode. You're right.
Yeah, I would worry less
This
if I
was
were more like
a
that.
good 100th. This was a good 100th, I thought. A lot of heart in this one.
Yeah.
A lot of heart. Was that it? You think we got everything?
I think so.
I don't
we
know.
got it. We definitely got to thank the listeners for
Yes.
and hopefully the viewership will grow, the listenership will grow.
Thanks for loyalty, Ed.
with our new venture, hopefully.
Yeah.
And,
I agree.
Ed, Birdie Jane.
and
Oh, yeah, Birdie Jane, too. She's been great.
Let's build it.
Oh, and can we
Spread
give
the word.
a
Oh,
quick
you got
shout
it.
out?
What?
Just a
Give
shout
it.
out, but it's too long to read. But Rick Birch, one of the listeners, has a daughter, Ariana, and so they were one of the ones that listened to said, "Hey, we want the small town stories and all that stuff." So
Right.
it's very long and everything, but she's done amazing after moving from a big city to a smaller town. She found her voice and got into all these things and
That's right, I
helping
read
people
that
and everything.
comment,
And it's but anyways, just want to give them a shout out. And so for this week, they are the winner of the story of the week. But we
job.
need more of those because we don't want it to be our stories that you're Googling like, hey, what's an inspirational story? We want it to come from the listeners that somebody, did a good deed. And
nobody
we
wants to
can-
hear about your broken elevator or Tully's pod.
Yeah, I didn't want to hear about
That's a
it.
good point.
I know that.
Spoiled children. What we sound like. Spoiled rotten. My pod was warm.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
That's
There we
amazing.
go. That's what I'm talking about.
But
It's
anyway.
a very small town of me.
We all love each other. I love you guys.
Oh, my
Yeah.
God. We wouldn't do this if we
100.
didn't love each other.
100.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we wouldn't make it.
Here's to 100.
Here's for 100.
Here's to
And 100 more. We did it.
Dang.
Dang.
Chink.
Yes, we want to make sure we're thanking the people that have supported us. Obviously, the viewers fall into that. And again, Patriot Mobile. Go to patriotmobile.com. Put in the code Small Town. I think you'll get a free month. And like we've said before, I don't think that you'll just quit it a month. It's great service. It's great people. The mission is incredible. The company is incredible. The service is incredible. eSpaces, man, what they've done for us has been...
Thanks for the roof.
Yeah.
for the roof. And it's just a great place. What a great idea. We see people in here all the time doing their gig, doing their job. It's an awesome place to be. We're honored to be a part of it. Peacemaker Coffee, we got some fun stuff coming with them. This is really good coffee.
Love it.
Oh, it's
fantastic coffee.
Totally
the mission is incredible. We've got some really cool stuff coming with that. Original Glory took a chance on us when nobody else was.
Still hanging in there.
Drinking one when I get home.
Come on. Jim, we love you. That's about as much love as you're ever going to get.
Wade, yep. Wade, you should have been here. You missed out on the love.
Yeah.
We'll make up for it at some point.
Thrash, love you. Kayla, love you.
Love you, boys.
TK, love you lots.
Love you all.
I'm Kurt. Thanks for being a part of this journey. It's just the beginning. It's our 100th episode, but we got plenty more to come. Again, we thank each and every one of you. This has been the Try That in a Small Town podcast.
Make sure to follow along, subscribe, share, rate the show, and check out our merch at trythatinasmalltown.com.